Hi everyone, welcome to the another episode of Sleep Podcast. Today we have Nehmiah with us. Hi Nehmiah.
Hello.
Mm. So Nehmiah, can you give us some introduction about you?
Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Nehmiah Romp. I'm from Kenya. I'm currently studying in India and I'm pursuing my MBA, that is a Master's of Business Administration with a specialization in finance and human resource management. Initially, I've been projecting to advance my career, having pursued my Bachelor of Commerce in one of the institutions in my country, an institution called Masai Mara University. And when I got an opportunity to come to India, bearing in mind it was a form of a scholarship, I didn't hesitate because the saying goes, opportunity knocks once on a man's door. And I saw that as a route to advance my career and as a route to propel myself forward. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I thank God that the opportunity presented itself at the right time. Yes, that's basically about me.
So Nehmiah, what were you doing in Kenya before coming to India? Like, were you a professional or were you a student?
Okay, immediately before coming to India, I was working in one of the companies. It's called, it's a part of a group called Mass Holdings Group. And the company is called Mass Intimates. This group of companies has around 17 conglomerates, and the one which I was working is called Mass Intimates. I was working in charge as the in charge in operations, and we could support the company in effecting orders from different countries, ranging from India, that is Arvid, from China, one called Ningbo Textiles, Sri Lanka, one called Mercury Textiles, and one called Hayes Fabric PLC, that's still from Sri Lanka. Yeah, that's basically I was working in my country immediately before coming. And in addition to that, I was doing some small side hustle or business. Like I was selling shoes, that is ranging from the school kid shoes to the formal shoes for the adults. Yeah, that's basically what I was doing.
Yeah. Nehmiah, when you have come to college, from Kenya to India, you have completely shifted, right? So how was your sleep habits affected?
Actually, to answer that, there's been quite difference in my sleeping habits because they have been quite altered. Initially, I will uh, I will sleep maybe for long hours. That is like I was staying alone, like in a solitary mode. But after coming to India, things have been different because number one, there are there's an array of assignments that you have to do. There's like people will be playing till the night. There's background noise. That means you can't manage to get even an iota of sleep. And that has really been an impact because you have to stay late into the nights. And actually, the whole atmosphere has really changed. Yes.
Is there any sort of difference in Kenya for sleeping, or have you noticed any change? in bedding or mattresses?
Okay, to be frank with you, I've not noticed that much changes because you'll
Hmm.
find these different varieties of mattresses in my country. Same like, but the only one, the one one thing that I've not seen in India is like, in my place we'll be having some blue mattresses, but I've not seen that anywhere. I've only seen the current one we are using at the college, which are somehow thin, and basically the beddings will still be the same because mostly we'll be sourcing them maybe from India or from China or from these other countries. I don't think there'll be a big difference. It would be minute.
Is there any local herbs or natural remedies for people in Kenya who want to improve their sleep or improve their relaxation?
Natural remedies.
Natural remedy. Yes.
Okay. Normally, it's advised that a man should have 7 at least 7 hours sleep. That is for one to be sober and
Hmm.
to have the right mind.
Hmm.
But then I'm not aware of any natural remedies that are in place because, like, mm, not experience such a situation like where you can't even get some sleep or something. But what I know is that the they are not natural remedies per se, but people at times use drugs. There are some drugs they can get from pharma, and whenever you consume these drugs, as people will say, they'll be able to get some nice sleep. But natural remedies, we are not too much into yoga and stuff. But it depends because we are a culturally diverse country, and there are people who will believe in yoga. But because as personally, I'm not that into the yoga and stuff, that's why I'm not aware of any natural remedy.
That's really nice, man.
Yes.
Kenya is a culturally diverse country, right? So, what sort of celebrations are there in Kenya where you have to take a all-nighter?
Okay. For that, we have quite range of celebrations. That is the first one. Before we cross the new year, that is 31st December every year,
Hmm.
people will be in different places. Some people will be in the church. Some people will be in the clubs. Some people will be in the streets of the
Hmm.
cities. And actually they won't manage to sleep because they wanna cross the new year while, let's say, to church, praying to God to lead them through the new year. That is a very huge celebration. And I know it's not only in my country, but worldwide. And that will be a practice that happens almost every part of the world. I'm not aware of any other celebration. The other celebrations that we have are just holidays. And those holidays, like we have several holidays where the whole country is designated to adhere to. That is ranging from Jammu Day, we have Itamaduni Day, we have our Independence Day, and that will be a good moment to relax, a good moment to unwind from
mm,
tedious gigs. And the, some people,
mm,
some people may be having okay, like church, church basis, or may be prompted to stay awake all night. That is to pray. Basically, there'll be food. That is that first December celebrations, and maybe during a prayer session. And there is one other
mm,
Fridays. Every Friday in my country, they say it's a party, a party, a party,
mm.
a party moment. People will be going to clubs, clubbing till morning. Yeah, that is every Friday.
Mm. Every Friday.
Every Friday, yes.
Mm. Okay. So, what about the dietary habits, man? Like in Kenya, change in food, man. Like your dietary habits have changed, right? In Kenya, you have eaten different food, and in India, you are eating different food. So, how is it affecting your sleep?
Oh, hey. Okay, that's a good question. Good one. Mm, I'm made to believe that whenever we get into new environments, there's this phrase: when you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. Now, after coming to India,
Mm,
I've had to adapt because actually the Indian variant of food is new to me. I'm not used to spices personally, and I had to adapt to this spicy thing. In my place, the food will not be that spicy. Maybe a minuscule chili, which is negligible. But then here, it's a whole load of spices and chilies. Bearing that in mind, I've not seen quite a change, but there's a change in my sleeping habits such that I can stay late, maybe up to even 2 a.m. I'm trying to get some sleep, but I can't get it. But in my place, I will have slept by 11 p.m. because I'll be getting up for work. But here, even whenever there are classes in the morning, I'll find myself still awake till 2 a.m. Maybe there is a way this food has contributed, but I can't fully claim that the food is the main contributor. Yes.
okay. Normally, I have also tasted your food, So, I know it is not so spicy and all. And in the same way, like, other than food, what other changes have you noticed in your sleep pattern when you have come to India? Like, what about the friendship circle? How is your friend circle? Is it good? Does it affect your mentality, or are you comfortable bearing the pressure of MBA circle?
Okay, that's a good one. Now, regards that, like I have I have many friends. Always, I think maybe I have a welcoming spirit such that everyone will want to say hi, and I think it's the nature of Keralites, the people of Kerala, to welcome, to make friendship, to create bonds. to nurture good rapport. And I've noticed that with most of my friends. In addition, normally I find myself in a difficult situation where like some friends will tell me, come, let's watch movies. And it's already past 12 and maybe I'm feeling sleepy. And I will ask them, what time do you people sleep? They would say we sleep at 4 a.m. Some will sleep at 5 a.m. and they end up missing morning classes. But normally I have no intention of missing any. Then at times I will ask to turn their offer down because I gotta sleep. Yes, that's basically what I've learned from my friends having interacted with them.
In India, there are many myths like you have to sleep in this position, then you will have better sleep. In the same way, in Kenya, is there some sort of traditional or myth that you have to sleep in this position or that position, or some sort of stories regarding that?
Mm, okay, that's an interesting. Okay, actually, there's no,
Hmm.
there are no uh, beliefs on maybe how much to sleep. There are no set, uh, maybe the myths and the misconceptions that are in place.
Hmm.
There are none because having grown up in a countryside and in a village and with my grandmother always training me, I didn't hear and say anything regarding sleep. And I stayed with her for more than 10 years. And that's enough time to learn everything. Yeah, basically, there is none. You can choose any mode of sleep.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, but of course, there are the non modes.
Hmm. So you married in Kenyan village, right? And then have you gone to cities of Kenya, or directly have you come to India?
I was I was working in the capital city of Kenya.
Oh, please continue.
Okay, I was working in the capital city of Kenya. Yes, I was brought up in the countryside in a village area.
Hmm.
But then
Hmm.
that is from as a toddler to around maybe 10 years, I was in the village. But from then, I did
Hmm.
my eighth in a certain place that is city like the fourth largest city. And when I joined university, oftenly I will visit the capital city. And up to latest, after graduating, after finishing my bachelor's, I've been in the city. Yes, I've been in the city.
So have you noticed any changes in your sleep pattern when you are in countryside and in city?
Yeah, there are quite some changes because in the countryside,
Hmm.
you know, there'll be no interferences from people because I'll be having my like some form of my building somewhere, my house somewhere, up somewhere aside from my
Hmm.
parents, and I'll be alone. That means the environment will be serene. There'll be some peace, some tranquility, and there are no disturbances. And for that, while at the countryside, I will sleep early, early enough.
Hmm.
because, for example, I love to go take food from home,
Mm,
and then after taking food from home, maybe my parents, maybe they wanna sleep. Then I have to
mm,
go to my house.
mm,
See? Yes. Then I have to sleep early because there's nothing I'll be doing. If I wanna watch a movie, at least I watching alone at times is boring. In the city, actually, whereas I can sleep by 10 p.m. at home, in the city I can sleep between 11 and 12
mm,
because remember we're living in these flats, and it's normally said every market has a madman. You cannot you you will get a madman everywhere. That is to say, whereas you intend to sleep early, some people will still be playing loud music in their rooms, and that will diffuse up to your room. At the end of the day, you will end up sleeping late. Yeah, that's basically the difference.
mm, mm, mm. Okay. So, how good is your sleep? Are you a light sleeper or a deep sleeper? Do you wake up if even if some sort of slight disturbance happen, or you can sleep very well even if there is music outside your room?
Okay. As regards that, as long as let's say someone wanna play music all night, let's say it's around 12 p.m. If someone will play music before I sleep, it will be difficult to sleep. Moreover, it will be a complicated situation whereby I cannot, I cannot sleep daytime. I think I'm programmed that way. I cannot sleep daytime. But if I get an opportunity to get a nap, a 5 minute nap, even if people play their music as loud as they can, I would sleep very well.
What about the dreams, man? Like, do you have lucid dreaming?
No, while sleeping, actually, when I'm sleeping, mostly like I love the common dreams. Maybe you're dreaming being somewhere, and then when you wake up, you are just on your bed, and you'll be reminiscing the dream
Hmm.
clearly.
Okay,
Is that what you asked?
correct.
Okay. Did I answer your question?
Yes. So, what sort of dream naturally do you have? Do you have nightmares here when you sleep, or are you comfortable sleeping?
Hey, normally, no. Mm,
Hmm.
I love good dreams. I barely have nightmares. And science states that you know, health-related studies will state that nightmares may result from having heavy meal before you sleep. And health advises that you should have a light meal.
Yeah.
So on my hand, mostly I try to have my food 2 to 3 hours before I sleep.
Oh.
And in that case, digestion will have taken place and I would sleep well. And this is how I was trained since I was a child up to now. And this is something I've been practicing, and these are known I've upheld all along till now.
Okay. Okay.
Since coming to India, I've not had a nightmare,
Uh-huh.
but I've always had good trips,
Hmm. Okay.
prospective dreams, if I put it better.
Hmm. So, how do you cope up with the MBA academic life, man? Like, we have educational and academic pressure, right? Sometimes we have to do too many assignments and all. So, would you prioritize your sleep or would you prioritize your assignment?
My target is always focus
Hmm.
on what matters most.
Okay.
I came here to study.
Hmm.
If it were about sleep, I could sleep in my country. But since I came here to study, my focus is always the purpose.
Hmm.
Purpose is what matters. And when it comes to assignments and academics, I don't compromise
Hmm.
on that. I always focus on finishing any assignment provided at the earliest possible because I know the effect of falling off or postponing
Hmm.
during the assignments. There's a possibility you will never do it. So, to the highest extent, I avoid procrastination.
Okay.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. Is there any experiences or personal experience where you have lost your sleep for some sort of professional work or academic or family work? Would you mind to share?
Um. Okay.
Hmm.
Like I said,
Hmm.
I'll reiterate the same points that whenever I have to execute a mandate,
Hmm.
my priority is that mandate. The tasks that have been allocated is what I focus on first. Even if it means sacrificing sleep for some time, I will do it.
Hmm.
And I have done it before.
That's nice, man. Okay. What is your ideal sleeping place, man? If you had an ideal place to sleep, what sort of arrangement would you have made?
You know, everything is all about the mindset. And, the mind is the driving force of all our thinking. And before sleep, the brain has to be triggered.
Hmm.
My personal experience is that I will be able to sleep as long as there's nothing that is crisscrossing my mind. As long as I am
Hmm.
positive, I'm optimistic, I have peace of mind, I have serenity of the mind, and there's tranquility within me, I'll be able to sleep. A cozy environment will also be a boosting factor for sleep. Yeah, basically, that's what will form the basis
Okay.
of my sleep.
Hmm.
I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you have answered. So, have you noticed any difference in how people in Kenya and India talk about or prioritize sleep and rest?
Okay. That's a difficult one. Okay. Have I noticed any difference in how Indians and Kenyans talk about sleep? Is that your question? Is that your
Correct.
I will borrow cue from the students because they are Indians.
Hmm.
And what I've noticed is that students who are Indians, would rather spend more hours, let's say, doing some extracurricular activities like that, such as movies. They'll go for cinema at night. They're gonna be playing football up to 3 a.m. And I think most students, because most people I've interacted with, they will not sleep early enough. They will stay late into the night or till dawn. In my
Okay.
country, maybe there is a like difference in that regard. And I'll borrow cue from the apartment in which I was residing. Though there may be people who are family men and all sorts of people, the like not those who are not yet married, that is the bachelors and the ladies in the spinsters in that case. Uh, like let me talk about where I was residing specifically. You should be in the apartment by maybe around there are restrictions in terms of the time you should be in, because remember it's a city, and for safety purposes they will regulate, not regulate per se, that they will restrict, and there will be times at which they will close the gates. That means, let's say, by 11 p.m. you should be in, else you are locked out. And I believe that is what will form the fabric of how people will sleep, since when the gate is locked, what else can you do?
Okay.
You have to just sleep. And like you will notice, most lights will be off at that moment, maybe by 11. And that means mostly they will be asleep. I believe that's the difference.
Do you pray at night before you go to sleep, or is there any some sort of ritual you practice before you go to sleep?
Uh, okay, I was brought up in a Christian family. I've done several church related activities, and I was trained on the importance of prayer. I don't only pray when I want to sleep. Anytime I think of praying, I pray. I may even be
Okay.
praying while I'm looking at you. I do pray anytime. Will like as many people will pray before meals, many people will pray before sleep. But having been brought up in a Christian family and being taught the importance of prayer and the power of prayer, I pray. Now let me answer your question. I pray every time before I sleep.
Okay.
And maybe not only that time, I can even wake up and pray. Yeah, there are times when you feel propelled, and like there's an inner compulsion to pray, and you will wake up even at maybe 4 a.m. Yeah, and you will find yourself praying. So prayer is a routine, prayer is a norm, prayer is cannot be compromised. And
Okay.
prayer is resistible. You cannot you cannot change the power that comes with prayer. And that's why I adore prayer, and I always praying is not negotiable.
Okay. If you were given a chance to create a sleep product, okay, what sort of idea or innovation could you bring in sleep space?
If I understood you, did you say if I were to create a sleep product
Yes. With a Kenyan touch.
with a Kenyan touch? Okay. Oh, I think uh, it's my view that Kenyans. Okay, first let me give an highlights of the diverse Kenya. That is, there'll be some places always cold, always freezing, and there are some places which are quite hot, and there are some places which are normal, like which are cool. If we are to create a universal product, not universal per se, but for example, places which are always cold, I will create, I will try coming up with maybe that is a coat, that is a coat in which gives comfort. I've noticed that people in Kenya will always go for comfort. And if it's all about creating a product, the extent to which comfortability is enhanced will be a priority. And if a product that is comfortable, such that, for example, we can have a woolen, for example, those staying in the place, we can have a woolen blanket that is a cover as they sleep. And I think that will create comfort for them, and they will be able to have a good sleep.
Okay. You know, technology is constantly growing, and sleep technology is also growing. So, have you noticed in your country people are using more sleep based technological products like apps or eye mask for better sleep, or there is still less control of technology over sleep?
Okay, in that regard, I will answer as regards to what I've observed. And, maybe the videos I've gone through about different hotels. And I think pe- people are already up to date with technology because, like, I've seen a situation where you will go to a room thinking it's empty, but then you'll go to a room thinking it's empty, and this is a hotel. But then using some remote something, some beds will, some well spread bed and coats in that regard will come out. And I think that's a technology. Number two, I've seen a mattress which can be pumped with pressure and like it will be somehow bouncing. And I think that will be somehow cozy and friendly for sleep.
Okay. And what is your opinion of using those technological products for sleep?
Okay, my opinion is this. We either shape up or ship out.
because the rate at which technological products are being adopted and utilized is meteoric in nature, and the gains that have been advanced by technology cannot be reversed. So if we have to be in the markets, we have no otherwise. We just have to adapt technology.
Okay. Good. That's about it. Thank you.
Welcome.